Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to another one-on-one interview with the one, the only. Drumroll, please. Funkwaddle.
Hey, buddy. How y'all doing? What's up?
No, you're no. Of course, I thought it was 7. No, I thought it was 7:30. Then it was. I don't remember what I originally said. But we're live.
Yeah, I thought I
You're
missed it too.
good. You're good. I'm trying to schedule all the stuff, and I'm like, I have the day right. I just couldn't. But anyways, what are
Well,
you guys do?
I'll say this, DJ Ronnie. Mr. Ronnie G. I wasn't sure if I missed it either because I took a nap this afternoon and woke up less than an hour ago, thinking, what time was the stream? I think it's at 7 Central. Crap, I gotta do something, and yeah. So I got some really bad bedhead, which is part of the reason why I'm off camera. You know, the hat that only helps the hair so much.
Well, you're good. Of course, I never had to deal with it. Well, I don't really show my face unless I randomly accidentally do it. Um, I'm just sending it out to a uh, couple places really quick. Um, one more spot. Um, so how was your day?
My day was pretty cool. Pretty simple. Let's see.
Did you do anything?
Yeah, so I may or may not have stayed up too late playing Fortnite last night, trying to get the dub, and then today I was hanging out with Sugar Waddle in the yard. Um, she had bought some plants and trying to figure out where they went, so kind of helped her with some of that. So yeah, it was a good morning. And then because I stayed up too late and then did something actual semi physically strenuous, I was exhausted and passed out for the rest of the day, the afternoon.
Okay. You don't have a time constraint, do you?
I don't want to. Are you trying to say that you're going to trap me here in a time
No,
vortex forever?
no. I'm just making sure because the last interview I went over the allotted time the person had, so I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have a time constraint.
Like I could be for. I mean, hour and a half seems like it should be fair enough time to.
No, that's fine. I was just
Yeah.
want to make sure. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
since you're here, why don't we start off with? We did that. How did you tell us a little about how you came up with your channel and your why a why a penguin?
Okay. Oh wow, this is too much pressure, man. I don't know if I can handle being on the screen by myself.
And
Um,
and if you some point before the end show the penguin, but I know you just
yeah,
not right away, but at some point.
we'll see. So yeah, so like I said, where'd you go, man? Um, I yeah.
I'm here
Okay, yeah. Oh, let's talk. Yeah. Oh, why are you putting me full screen?
because it's talking
Dude, this
about you.
I know, but you're my interviewer, man. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. This is safer. I'm scared of the penguin. So
Okay.
anyway, like, okay. So actually, funny enough, is, and I know I've probably said this once or twice in chat and maybe on a stream over the years, but so I remember when I was trying to think up an AOL instant messenger name, back 20 plus years ago, almost like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And
When the
so
internet started.
yeah, I mean, so I was trying to think of something, and I already liked penguins, and there's some jokes about waddling. I like. Well, there's jokes about waddling, a little bit of penguins. And I liked punk rock, right? I liked punk and
Yeah.
ska. So conversation with, I think it was my mom, and I'm not sure. The lore says that she named me twice, once my real name and once my internet name, and the way the story goes that she said, "Well, you like punk music, and people joke that you waddle." Because I'd saunter with my heavy backpack, like at school. I'd put all my books in because I hated going to the locker. So I'd just kind of saunter way down, and they're like, "You look like you're waddling." So Punk Waddle was born a long, long time ago. And so that was my online presence. Like, I didn't really do much on social media, but about, I want to say 12 years ago, I started a Twitter. And I didn't really do anything, but I did make it at Punk Waddle. I had some friends who were doing social media stuff at the time. Like, this is like 2000, circa 2010-ish, maybe. So it's longer than that, like almost 15 years ago. And I really didn't do anything with it. And so after working, traveling, and not really, I don't know, I traveled a lot for work, so I didn't really have time for what was on the internet, social media stuff. Well, I probably could because I lived in hotels and I pretty much watched anime and Netflix all the time. But then, around the time that Gina Carano was fired,
Yeah.
it's about the time that I stopped traveling. And so, and I'd watched some of The Mandalorian back then, but like, I'd watched some YouTube channels about building Gundam and a few different things, and I'd caught the big stuff like the quartering, and I think it was, I discovered Geeks and Gamers. The very first live stream I ever saw was the aftermath after Zack Snyder had left that charity drive that everybody kind of, well, people don't talk about as much as they used to, but it was kind of the big thing for like a year and a half. It seemed like it's kept being brought up, and so I wasn't really working or traveling at the time. I was looking for work, so I got more into the YouTube sphere and realized that I couldn't comment or do anything without making a channel. I thought, well, let's see if, after 10 years of being dormant, and if anybody stole my name, which, like I said, I'd used on Xbox and PlayStation and other stuff and Nintendo. So I still had it as my gamer tag and stuff, but then it's like, oh, everybody took Punk Waddle in those years, so I snatched up all the social media sites that I could and reclaimed my name for the glory of Waddle kind.
Okay.
So.
And why? And is that why you were a penguin per se?
So yeah, so once the Punk Waddle, because like I said, the Punk Waddle thing was something I used in high school, and so the penguin theme after Punk Waddle, penguin, it kind of made sense. Like a penguin who didn't care, does what he wants, has kind of been my, yeah, like, I've had different ideas for an avatar, but I didn't have really a social media presence, so I didn't really do anything about it. But I always thought like a little penguin, kind of not exactly chibi like this, but this one works really well. I'll explain this avatar later if you want to know. But I I always had an idea of like a penguin, sometimes with a mohawk, like SLC Punk, like the puppet iteration right now. Sometimes
Mhm.
maybe with like a German um, little helmet with a little point on top, just some little funny stuff like that. And then yeah, so the penguin after some point when Punk Laudable Penguin thing, it just became a running joke, and so I have a lot of penguin memorabilia, penguin themed gifts that I've been getting from family and friends for like 25 years. So I have a good collection of penguins already.
Did you mean to stop?
Well, I mean,
I didn't know if you meant the pause or
well, I mean, does that answer your question, or is there?
yeah.
Okay.
So what pup like what? How do I say this? What puppet? Like, did you ever like? Did you always watch um the Muppet Show or stuff like that, or did you just came out of it randomly?
Okay.
Does that make
I mean, okay. I think okay. So I I think there were times I always thought okay. So entertainment, being fun, being in the spotlight, that sort of thing. Like okay, um, more of the improv ad lib stuff. Like let's just say in high school and college, I played in bands, I played music. I always liked the performance and entertaining aspect of things. Um, I always tried to be a not the biggest class clown, but I also over the years wasn't afraid to be dry and snarky and sarcastic at times. So I learned what got a good laugh and such. Um, so puppet. So like I said, I played with puppets a little bit, done a little couple puppet shows just for whatever things, but I think really what it was is the creative and showmanship. Like okay, so I think you know that I also. Oh hey, what's up, Dad Man Walking?
Sorry, I
Uh,
didn't mean to interrupt you.
it's fine. We can talk to the chat. They're cool. We like chat. Um, so like so I did a lot of entertainment and stuff. So um, like I said, I played bass. I played in bands. The whole understanding how what well, there's a lot of stuff that does come in play later, but I always want to do something fun and creative, something that lets me work with people, lets me have fun, lets me have creative banter, and being able to joke in a way that's not just I don't know. I, being able to create something where other people can have fun and enjoy it is always been kind of a thing for me. So, like I said, I played in bands, which I enjoyed a lot. Although, sometimes depending on, there's people in high school and college who are like, "Oh, you play an instrument? We should jam." And like nobody knows the same song, and everybody wants to be a cover band of well, not Nirvana anymore, but it's just like I don't want to play
Katy
radio
Perry.
songs. Yeah. Um, So I'm interested in creating something, not just emulating something, which is kind of a big point, I think. So like I said, when I got to the YouTube sphere, I was kind of following, and you find Nerdrotic, you find the Quartering, you find Geeks and
Yep.
Gamers if you're on the side. You see a bunch of
And
these
then
stuff that was.
then Ords too, but
Well, yeah, I got to him eventually. I'll tell him. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, definitely.
okay. Never
I
mind, I
mean,
didn't mean to cut you off.
okay. So like I started with the big channels like everybody does, right? And then
Yeah.
the trickle down economics of YouTube. You find the guys that have, and this is what I also found. I mean, Gary was pretty big. Nerdrotic Friday Night Sites was pretty big, but that was before they moved to Texas. So I would get off work and they'd just be starting. So I'd get my pizza and sit down and watch the 2 or 3 hour show, and then go off and hang out with somebody else or watch Matt Foulball later, and just kind of. I was tired of traveling. I was tired of doing all this stuff. I just want to sit on my butt and for a little while and watch entertainment and see what people had been talking about, catching up on all the stuff I missed, and it was helpful. I did catch up on a lot. So, but after that, you start finding the channels that are a little bit smaller, like I know she doesn't do it anymore, but Purple Valkyrie, she did a mid morning show, and then her stuff changed and her schedule changed and all that. So, I mean, I know she still is around and exists, but she doesn't have. It's like the same thing. Like you do something for a season, but life for a lot of us who life
Throws
is
you a
based around,
curveball.
huh? Well, I
Throws
mean,
you a curveball.
there's a lot of people that aren't doing YouTube full time, and so therefore, when life switches or your job changes, your hours change, or some shifts, you aren't able to just do the same thing. It was convenient for a time, and so you move on with your life, and you still don't disconnect from everybody, but there's a lot of the if you don't have a live stream or a channel to hop around and chat in, you don't get forgotten, you just kind of get put in a different bin, right?
Yep.
So people remember you exist, but they go find the chat and channel that's going. So like um after 6 or so months, I started after I started working, had to wake up early. That's what I knew of Loki, but then actually was waking up early enough to watch Loki in his morning show. So, um, really, what it is I can't. I think it was I saw Floral's channel promoted on Midnight's Edge After Dark. Like Mexican Iron Man was promoting him, a few other people that. Um, well, I'll rewind that back. I started just hanging out in chats and modding, like DJ Running Geno's back 3 years ago. He and I and like Whoopa, we were all modding for Nerd Portal when he was playing his gaming streams and hadn't really blown up yet. So I kind of did the thing where you hang out in a lot of chats, get to know people, start modding in some chats. Started modding with Salty Texas C, who's now Salty Traveling C, and then and I know I met Dadman and Lorena's chat and a few other places, and Mrs. Dadman. So all these people that I've kind of known and kind of bantered with and talked to, and maybe been either watched them on stream. I don't remember if I've really been on a stream with Deadman or not. Maybe on Paranormal Tags or Pacifics. I'm not sure. Honestly, I can't remember. But I just started getting the community, and then at some point, I stumbled upon Floral from Under a Rock. Like I said, I think Midnight's Edge promoted him, or Midnight's Edge After Dark. Mexican Iron Man, a few other people promoted him. At that point, there was the whole trucker thing in Canada. So that was around that time. And then I started hanging on his chat, and we had a creative banter. He made me a mod, and then at some point he's like, because I started hanging out in his chat before he had like maybe like 40 or 50, maybe 60 channel members at the time. So he had just started. It was around January, February of that year. And then we bantered enough, and he was talking about some stuff he wanted to work out, and in chat I had thrown out some suggestions, and then we started talking off stream about little jokes and skits, and he was like, okay, yeah, you're fun. Let's you want to be kind of a co-host on the show, see how this goes. Okay. He's like, okay, yeah, you're good, we're gonna get you a puppet, and we're gonna go with it. And since my name was Punk Waddle, and also I don't know if you saw, but I've had this avatar for like 2 or 3 years now. But before this, I had my bass guitar. My first avatar on YouTube was my bass guitar with a bow tie on it. It's like a.
Do you still have it?
It's not on this account. But it's the cheap version of Music Man bass guitar. It's got the black paint on the guitar and the eggshell, the white eggshell looking egg shaped pickup with a bow tie, a red sparkly bow tie. So I remember when I bought it, a friend of mine saw me holding it. Was like, "Oh, dude, that looks like a penguin," and it was unintentional, so it just kind of stuck and helped solidify the whole punk waddle thing. And then the Batman Lego had come out, and I had some of the Batman Lego toys, and there was a penguin. The penguin had some little Lego penguin henchmen, and then there was one of the figures with a mohawk. I think it was like a purple mohawk, or it was a bluish mohawk, but I painted it purple,
right.
and so I cut the little the Lego attachment nub on the penguin's back, reversed the mohawk from the Lego character. I took it off and then attached it to the penguin, painted it purple, so it had this purplish blue mohawk, and I used that for about a year. And then I don't know if you remember Godzillionaire. He's around sometimes. I don't see him as often, but he's still around.
I doesn't sound ring a bell, but okay.
Okay. I've seen him in sometimes Nerdrotic, sometimes Comics Division, and some of those people. And he was like, "You need a pixel avatar because those are the cool things right now." Well, a friend of mine at work, she was an artist and she liked doing creative stuff for everybody all the time. I said, "So what about pixel art?" She's like, "Yeah." So I gave her some ideas. She created this avatar that I'm using now, and that was about 2 or 3 months before Floral built my puppet penguin. Which then he was like, "Yeah, I kind of had an idea of that, but then this avatar helped inspire and kind of fill out some of the edges to help create what is now my puppet."
Okay. Hey, David Glenn.
Hey, David.
And already got Mrs. Oh wait, I did not get her. Hi.
Hey, Miss Deadman.
All right. Okay. Let's go with this question. What's your favorite musical instrument, and do you sing punk waddle?
All right. So, yeah, I'll attack this one by one. So, are you saying my favorite instrument to play?
I'm guessing it's playing. He will probably type.
Yeah. I mean, I think organs are cool, but I was never good at piano. In fact, last weekend on Easter, I got to see an organ that's kind of, as they said it's kind of a hodgepodge of like the 20s, 30s, and 50s, different things that they work together. Anyway, but no, I played bass guitar. That was my thing. I played bass in bands, and obviously playing bass solo is kind of a weird thing. I did some singer-songwriter stuff as well. Played the acoustic guitar more. And yeah, so I do sing. I have sung in front of live audiences before. It does come in handy on some of the stuff. I haven't done any of the YouTube karaoke or anything like that I know a lot of people do. But
I haven't.
I don't know how.
Who knows? I might dabble in that at some point down the road. Not on the channel, but
yeah, Ronnie, like definitely a pipe organ. I have enjoyed singing in the past. I've got that low lower. If you can't tell, since I just woke up, I'm a little bit deeper and gravelier than I usually am, especially when I'm being my puppet persona. Yeah. Yeah, I don't play organs like live transplants. That would be weird.
Um, what else? I forget how I can't remember, but I forget how we met.
So, okay.
Wow. Okay. Wait, are we
uh,
sure it's not turtle liver?
DJ Ronnie G, are you sure that you're not a? Well, I don't want to accuse anybody of substance abuse, but sounds like that's what an alcoholic is. Um, no, so yeah, so I mean, I was also in that last kind of follow up is how I ended up with Full from Under Rock and how I ended up having a puppet. Because, like, to be fair, being a puppet wasn't my first thing, but hanging like it wasn't like I just want to be. I've always loved the puppets, and I've always liked the Muppet movies. I watched some of the Muppets as a kid. Like, you did ask this, so I'll get back to this. I remember watching some of the Muppet Babies and stuff, but like one of the things in the last 20 years, like the Muppet movie with Jason Segel and
Are you talking about the? You're talking about the most recent one.
not the most recent, but one of the more recent ones. Like, okay, so I love Muppets in Manhattan. I love the 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 Muppet the pirate movie. I'm sorry, I'm tired, and I'm saying like Muppet Christmas Carol is great. Like the way, and even some of the old Muppet TV shows and specials, like the way they interact with people, the way they're like surreal personas, the way a Muppet just kind of hops and bounces around, and the actors who play it straight just treat them like they're real, and that's just the beauty and and the glory of what just the Muppeting, because it's a physical prop, like it's nothing
You
CGI.
you
Yeah,
mean like
yeah,
this movie, right?
yeah. This one. Um, so one of the things, yeah, and there's a couple quotes, and I'm probably gonna misquote it, but basically there was an interview of Jason Segel about when this came out. This is what 2010ish, right?
Yeah.
And he was and people
No, 11.
11. Okay, yeah. So people saying like, so how do you go? Like, how does it feel? How do you mentally process going from Freaks and Geeks, Undeclared, Saving Sarah Marshall, and all that stuff, all these silly, goofy things, crass adult college humor to this PG/PG-13, depending on the jokes, this really Muppet cheesy stuff. He's like, I love it, but he's like, the trade off from the raunchy to the cheesy, it's like it's just a different avenue of comedy. There's nothing like I don't feel like I'm not doing something. I don't feel like I'm missing out. It's just it's a really another fun style of comedy, and it's a really fun style to interplay with the people and the puppet, the people doing the puppets, and you have this completely different interaction and focus and style. And I was like, I can respect that because that guy's goofy and hilarious. I mean, he was in How I Met Your Mother for a decade or two, or over a decade, like,
Yeah.
but like he channeled a lot of that humor in a way that really fit, really made sense. And like I said, he helped the puppets come alive in a way, and it was I really appreciated that movie, and even more after I saw his or listened to the interview of that. So the the creative, like having a little puppet that it only emotes so much, but you can do so much things with it, and you could express it in ways that a human or other, I don't know, ways of expression may not come through, and you can just it's almost cartoony, but it's physical. It's physically there, and other actors can physically interact with it. So I just love the suspension of disbelief. There's just this so whole absurd reality that you just accept is there when you start watching puppets and puppet shows, and you just enjoy the ride because they do things that can't actually make sense, but it does make sense in context.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, that is one of the things that Floral was very helpful with. Very, very, very. Um, One of the very first things he told me is like, build something to rest your arm on, because with Floral's channel we go for about an hour, but then I want to say within 3 to 6 months, because Snow and Floral are some of the biggest puppet channels on our side of YouTube. Definitely have different sides and aspects, and I know there's kind of the banter back and forth. There's Snow's like, oh, he's the PG rated, but like but he'll also admit even on stream that it's two sides of the same coin of like, okay, the the stuff, the material, the subject matter that Snow wants to cover is a little bit more raunchy, like the Happy Time murder stuff, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
on Floral's channel, it's a little bit more like a little more traditional Muppets. Well, not traditional, but it's a little bit even more PG than some of the Muppet shows. And they both have their place because depending on who's out there, who's watching, if they have families, they have little kids, kids might not understand that, this puppet is a cute, fun puppet, but it's saying terrible things that you shouldn't emulate in real life. So it's fun. And so how I met you, Wade, was when I started going on the Cotton Council, which happened pretty quickly. So this is like
Yeah.
a few years ago, like almost 2 years ago, right? So, because I've had the puppet for like 2 years, so it was almost 2 years ago. I started going on Snow's channel, the Cotton Council, towards the fall to winter, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's when Ords was hanging. Well, Ords and Snow always hang out, so started doing the Mario Kart after the Cotton Council. So, and I know you were hanging out there, and so between Ords hanging out, you hanging out in Mario Kart, and then last year getting into some of the Fortnite stuff with Ords, because I used to go on Wednesdays play with Floral, and then I do the show on Floral, and then I'd hop in and I started playing Fortnite with Deadman Walking and Ords, different nights of the week. And so I know you were part of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I met you.
Um.
Oh, and specifically David Glenn. I know Floral showing off his elbow rest. He has a nice little pad on the table. I've had a couple iterations depending on what I do or where I'm at, but since Drunk Waddle, likes to buy liquor by the case, sometimes I'll use the soft cardboard of a pretty sturdy liquor box and kind of set it on a table to get just the right height for me. Um, and sometimes put a little extra padding on it, or like a blanket or a cloth to kind of dampen the noise if the arm rods bump into it. I'm sure you've heard that in a live stream before or on my videos, because sometimes I'm better about it than others. But yeah, that
Yeah.
to answer that question.
Are there any other questions? Um. So, what kind of music, like besides punk, do you listen to?
it's funny because I don't really listen to punk music as much anymore. Like I listen to a lot of ska. I still like some of the classic Less Than Jake stuff, and it's kind of funny because when I started traveling around, I want to say 2000, so about 10 years ago, I started traveling on the road a lot and living in hotels, and so there were sometimes I was able to catch live shows. Like I just happened to be one year, I happened to be in Chicago, like I think it was right after St. Patrick's Day or something like that. The river wasn't green anymore, but I got no, sorry, this is a different year. No, but anyway, ended up that the weekend we were in Chicago, um, Blues Traveler was hanging out at the House of Blues, and so I walked over and got to see them, which was a lot of fun. I haven't seen a lot of live music since then. I ended up mellowing out, liking a lot of the Counting Crows, seen Dave Matthews a few times. I don't listen to as much music as I used to, which is kind of odd, actually. Um, let's see. I, it's kind of sad. I don't listen to as much music on the regular. I know I have, like in the other room, I've got some vinyls and some records that I've got. I, like I when I was younger, I didn't understand how people just like stop listening to new music and how they just keep listening to what they loved, what they liked, and life happens. And I think a couple things about the music industry going crazy, and I'm not going to blame Metallica or Napster for it, but because that was just the music sharing stuff. But it's like as soon as like CD sales and everything went digital, it was much harder to find or catch who's coming out with new music. I don't the music record releases aren't as prominent. At least I don't see them. I feel like you got to look for them more, and it's just a lot of effort. Um, I think I also really did get more back into gaming when I stopped traveling 3 years ago. I pulled out the old Xbox One S. I started catching up on all the Borderlands, and I think Borderlands 3 had just released around that time, so I got really into that year, or even the year before that. Really into that, and trying to, like I said, catch up on the physical media stuff. Like a year and a half ago, when I saw that
Hey, Red
Persona, hey, Red
Tigers.
Tigers, yeah, um, Persona 5 Royale released, I disappeared before I'd started a channel. I disappeared for like 3 or 4 months playing that and just kind of saying hi in chat. Um, so I think I've been doing more of the active. I think after traveling for 8, 9 years and being on the road, just being so isolated, the whole coming back to YouTube and being in my own isolated room, which I'm used to, unfortunately, in a lot of ways. But socializing with everybody online and playing games has really been my form of connecting with others. Um, I live in a smaller town, so there's only so many friends I can hang out per week, and I do hang out with them. I have a few people that I'll have a kind of standing hangout times. So I'm not a shut-in waddle, but I really do think that's why I stopped just listening to music, and because I think music when I was growing up was a way to disconnect from the world around me. But after traveling for 8, 9 years and coming back to a small town, and after the pandemic and everything, or the whatever demic you want to call it, I don't want to get into that political thing, but
No.
the whole thing of it kind of, I don't need to disconnect or isolate myself any more than I've already been. Um, so like going to meetups and actually hanging out with people like Dallas the last couple of years has been really fun. got to meet a lot of people that I've gotten to know fairly well online and worked with.
Mm-hmm.
To like, oh, I got to hang out with Tox and Mrs. Flu and Culture and Salty Traveling Sea and Max von Priestley from over on the FNT side, or like got to meet Tugs and X-Ray Girl. And last year at the meetup, I got to see the whole crew. I didn't really talk to them, but like got to go to some of the panels, like just like get to see people who are real people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's been fun.
Let me see.
And I have to thank Floral a lot for being like, hey, okay, you're fun, you're talented. I want you as part of my thing. Like, I want you as part of the creative bit. I want to work with you, so I'm gonna make you a puppet. And you're gonna be my co-host. Because otherwise, I don't know if I would be in the puppet tube sphere. But he basically, literally took me under his wing and made me a couple of my own. But I'm just.
Uh-huh. So, do you have any? What's your plan for the future? Are you going to change it at all, or are you going to just stay as the same per se?
So, as with any person with puppets, like I think Punk as a puppet is basically a lot just me. Like it's a persona. It's a couple sides. You know, when I saw, and he looks different, a little different on camera. Depending, it's funny how the puppet is made for the camera. Some puppets, well, it was hard because Floral's a different up in Canada, so it was a little bit difficult to. He was trying to get my input on what I thought about the puppet, and so we did our best to kind of make it look work. But like, there's some when I saw Punk the penguin the first time, I was like, okay, the eyes look a little bit derpier than I realized on stream, and it's also like when you glue it down. So there's certain if I hold him in certain angles, his eyes look a lot derpier than the other way. So it's really entertaining. Um, but as for going forward, I think working on figuring out how to get other puppets or getting people, because I mean, Floral makes more puppets. Snacks and Friends makes a lot of puppets. He's very creative. Um, so I would say trying to expand since Punk's very established as what he is, little dry, a little sarcastic,
Yeah.
little sheriff, but a different character, like a different creature, a different maybe mythical creature. Like you've got Wilton the troll, Floral's like a sentient piece of moss.
Mm-hmm.
Jolly is a what kind of a Grover type thing from the Pirates of the Caribbean from 30 years ago. Um, you've got the snowman dude that Floral made for Snow Dub. That's just a big snowman. um, Gator's a goblin. So there's a lot of mythical creatures. Yes, Gator is unhinged. And then you tell him about Star Wars, and then it's just terrible. Um, I think everybody likes Gator because I'll say this: Gator is ridiculously absurd, but I will say the from what I know about the because I mean DJ and I do build streams with Snacks. Like I think Gator is one of the best characters that stays in character. Like for a puppet that is believable, that is absurd, that is just like he has this childlike youth and innocence. Well, not innocence. Like he has an innocent mind, but he does terrible things. Like he gets it, but doesn't get it. But he's so consistent and so just spot on. Like sometimes I think he needs to be put in time out and put on Renelin. but I think everybody loves who Gator is and what Gator has come to be. So I really want to hand a lot of, I don't know, just take a time to spotlight on Snacks for Gator and what he's created with that, and some of the other puppets that he has, like Freddy the Yeti, Coach. No, my puppet looks derpy. I didn't say DJ was derpy. No, I wouldn't say that anything like that. Mean. Yeah, you're right, David. Gator does occasionally say very, very profound things in his own simple way, which is another way that Snacks makes Gator very endearing to everybody. Because it almost feels like Gator haphazardly gets it, but he gets it. Yeah, and then I would like the puppet quality that he makes and the characters that he has are very unique, and they stay very consistent. So yeah, definitely if you haven't hung out, watched Snacks, sub to him, go check him out. Snacks and Friends. He used to be Snacks and Comics, but with everybody wondering what the state of comics is, it's probably better to have friends than a stack of comics.
I mean, I guess he's not too wrong, is he? His comment.
No,
I don't remember what episode it was, but
turtles are very old-fashioned in a classy way. I bet if Phil TMNT was here, he would probably be able to agree. Yeah.
Any more questions for people?
Sorry, I was hearing
No,
a
you're
noise.
good.
I think it was just something outside. It's windy out today, so every now and then there's just like trees bumping.
I had that on Tuesday. I had to delay a stream 3 times before I finally started it.
Oh yeah. Oof.
Giant what? What are you talking about? Giant robot is what I want to know.
Well, I mean, we could talk about that on Mech Pick Talks. I know.
We can do it here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what about like?
What are we talking Godzilla, or are we talking Power Rangers here? Where are we going?
I feel like DJ Warner G has opened up a bag of mechanical worms here. But I mean, what about my favorite Muppet? What about my favorite puppet show, non-Muppet show? You know, we're talking about puppets tonight, man.
Hey, I guess it makes sense now.
I'm just messing with you. You know, I was gonna say something, I forgot it. Oh, well, yeah, this could be a punk centric. Ooh, favorite bass player. All right. Okay, well, everybody knows that Victor Wooten is amazing. He came from Bella Fleck and the Flecktones, and I've seen some videos of his, and they're pretty awesome. Flea was also an inspiration. The whole funk slap, especially early on. I feel like there's a lot of bass players that are really technical and funky, and when they're younger, they do all that stuff, and then they get older and they mellow out. And some still just go ham on it, and some they still can, but it takes a lot of effort and energy to do some of that stuff. And sometimes you just want to chill and just sit on your groove. That is a very specific question.
I don't even know I'm guessing it has to do with chords.
So, okay.
I gotta take care of the pup really quick, but I didn't still hear anything, so
cool. So, no, David Glenn, I don't own a fretless bass. I have had some friends with fretless basses, and they do sound pretty sweet. Um, one of my friends in high school had a fretless jazz, Fender Jazz 4-string, and I remember one of the first times we went over to his house, we were restringing it because the flat wound strings he had. Here's the thing, folks: flat wound strings need to be changed a little bit more often than round wound strings, because round wound strings, might have a little waxy coating, or it might have a coating on them, and sometimes when they get old, they get a little scratchy. But a flat wound string, once it becomes a little aged and rusty, that just will shred your fingers, because the groove between each wrap catches you like a sharp edge way better than a round wound. So you know it requires some maintenance, and I think I have. Hold on, I do actually have an Ibanez, but like I said, I dabbled in the acoustic and a little bit of an electric, so I do have a Ibanez Artcore guitar. One of the first models that came out, I want to say close to 20 years ago. It's one of the ones with a big speed bar built in, single cutaway. It's kind of gonna get that rockabilly kind of look to it. Um, I'm gonna be honest, I have not bought. Wait. Uh, when you say Bassmaster, are you talking? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Is that a style brand? Like, I'm not on the internet. When I stopped buying instruments, last instrument I bought, I think, was in 2014 ish, 15. Like I said, like almost 10 years ago. So I I was lucky on not eBay. Maybe it was eBay, but online, I found one of the last Ampeg 410 BXT 410 cabs, the red carpet versions, one of the last American made models. And this was a while ago, and I think I have the Pro 3 head that I was able to find. Actually, that's sitting right next to me. Yeah, the BB1 3 Pro. So I had that combo that I was playing with shows and local shows around here, and then one of my uh, when I was playing in a band, one of my friends, his dad was also a musician, and he took this has a few tubes in it, and so he took my basic kind of used, because I bought this. It was fun because I used to buy gear enough at Guitar Center back in the day that they had one of those members thing. You get a 20% discount coupon for one item. It's like, okay, I'll go. Well, they had this used um the Pro head, amp head, for the regular price was like 800, but it was half price at like 400 or something. So I got the thing for and I used my 20% discount. So I got the thing at a really, really good price. There were some connection issues that were fuzzy, but then we were messing with the tubes, and he gave me some really good old tubes, and the warmth and the sound changed dramatically. And then, um, when I was in Memphis for work, one of the first years I was out there, one of my coworkers wanted to find a guitar, maybe for on the road. Just he also played guitar, but he was electric. He liked metal. He had a seven string guitar. Um, but anyway, we went to the Guitar Center there, and let me tell you, and I don't know what the state is now, but at that point in time, if you go to a town that's rich with musicians, rich with live music, and people are going to be selling gear, swapping gear, buying new gear, trading out stuff all the time. Like, I found, and this is my baby. It's a It's a 4-string Washburn bass from their custom shop circa like 1997. It's got the swamp ash back. It's got kind of a zebra wood grain. It's got the Bartolini active passive pickups. It's really, really nice. And I think I got that for $500. And because it was a Guitar Center, we were flying back, but they're like, yeah, we can ship it to the Guitar Center. Like, we won't charge you. You just pay us. We can ship it without a case or whatever. We'll wrap it up real good. We'll ship it to the Guitar Center near your house for free. So I was able to pick it up a couple of days later, buy a case for it. I think I'd already had a case for it, was able to take it home. So that was really great customer service on Guitar Center as well. I don't remember Bassmaster as an artist, but I do remember Primus, and Primus is nuts and crazy, but also really, really good. You back now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to deal with it. You know how anybody that owns an animal, you know how when they bug you nonstop, they
want something.
But I do have. I want your opinions, and it is puppets.
Okay.
Let me just pull this up really quick before we go very far. Let's do this. There we go. Oh, you know what? Never mind.
Huh?
There we go. So, okay, this is. I want you agree with this or not? Well, I want your opinion afterwards.
Okay. Let's see what they got.
Now, this is Vulgar Guess, so you know.
I'm not familiar with them, but okay.
I don't know. Anyways.
Okay.
All right, half of these I don't even know.
Yeah. These are all like Muppets, Henson Muppets. I remember Crazy Harry. A little bit, yeah. Lips, See, Lou is fun. I do like Lou. He's not one of my like high favorites, but he always has a fun energy. Oh, Kermit's Kid. Okay. Okay, Rizzo needs to be way higher.
You mean lower? You mean lower as in
like no, like a higher no yeah, okay, yeah. So Rizzo and Gonzo is a classic. If you've watched the Muppet Christmas Carol, they do amazing work, and just because he's kind of the sidekick of Gonzo doesn't mean he's less. That's a bit much.
This must have been the early on Muppet because I've never heard of him.
I've seen him. I've seen Clifford. I don't think I've I didn't actually watch the Electric Mayhem. Or wait, no, I know what you're talking about, Janice. I was thinking the Muppet TV show where they drive around. The one on Disney Plus. I apologize. I know who you're talking about. Janice is fun. Janice, no, Janice. Okay, like that viral video. Okay, never mind.
This one I know only because of the ride. Now that ride was fun.
I think
Muppet 3D.
I will say it's been a while since I think I do like Beaker better than Bunsen, but they are a pair. Camilla, and Red Tigress, yeah. Robin was always sweet, yeah. I like Robin. I can understand how he's not as prominent. Hey, what about Beaker, man? Meet. I mean, do you have a favorite Muppet there, Ray?
I like Beaker. Bunsen was funny on the Muppet ride. I don't know the back floor per se.
Okay.
Clifford, I've never heard of. Rizzo, I'm probably butchering it. Rizzo, I love. Didn't even know this was a character.
Yeah, he's popped
Good
out a few
thing.
times. He's been on
I
some
don't think
shows.
he was on the ride, as far as I.
He might not have been on the
Although
ride.
I know Lou was. Thought he was. Maybe I gotta rewatch. I gotta pull up the video, not right now, but I gotta rewatch the ride to remember. But I could be wrong.
Okay.
Always, okay, this is sad to me. I always thought Camilla was Sesame Street, not.
See, Gonzo's always yeah.
But I
Camille
could
always has to run
be
away
wrong.
because he's always chasing the chickens. Zoot. Okay,
Scooter.
Scooter's very
mm,
memorable. He's fun. I mean, he's kind of nerdy, but he has some good. He's had some good moments, and he's been a part of some of the moral conversations. He's a character that kind of he brings a little bit of sensibility, and he brings a little bit of levelness to their absolute absurdity. Yeah.
But I do agree. Beaker should be further down. Bunsen should be further down. Rizzo should be further down. Lou should be further down.
Well, I mean, we'll see who's up top because there's some heavy hitters that we haven't seen yet,
Yeah,
and
I mean, it all depends who they have for the top 10.
Well, the thing is, and if you pause for a second, it's just going to show how many classic Henson puppets there were. Like these are all good
Yeah.
puppets. Like there's not really a bad one. They all had their place and a personality, which is actually really fun. And DJ Ronnie G, yeah, Beaker and Bunsen. If you haven't seen some of their sketches, definitely look up some of the classic stuff because I think it'll be
Have you
very
heard
entertaining.
have you heard of Uncle Deadly? I've never heard of him.
I've seen him. I don't really know if I know his name, but I've seen him on some stuff. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Sam. Is that 15? Are you kidding me?
Well, we've got some heavy hitters. Sam's hilarious. He doesn't say much, but he's so deadpan and just so grumpy uncle. I love him.
I know. He made me laugh on the ride. I mean, I didn't I knew what they were, but I never really got into the.
I mean, the ride was just kind of a snapshot of some of the major ones on the show, and I'm sure there were some that.
I just mean the show. I never really. By the time I would have saw it, it would have been reruns.
Yeah, I get you.
If they even air them.
I mean, Floyd was a fun guy too. Floyd's like, hey, yeah, he's like that, like if Sam Elliott was on, like, hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Okay.
You
should. We'll see.
Did you ever? Hold on. Go back to the Swedish Chef. Did you or anybody in chat ever watch the Fraggle Rock Muppets Thanksgiving special? Because it's hilarious. Because the Fraggle Rock puppets are crawling up because there's food, and once they get up, the Swedish Chef like tries to trap him behind a chair or something, and then there's this really funny scene where they're like, I don't want to be food, and he's trying to hit him with his like spatula. It made an impression on me as a child, and I have never forgot that scene.
What I don't know is who owns where do you go to find Fraggle Rock? Yeah, I remember seeing those on.
I think they were also I'm pretty sure they were also Henson puppets.
Are they on? I don't think they're on Disney Plus unless they just put it on there.
I don't know. Yeah, Fraggle Rock were Henson puppets.
So you would think it'd be all of it on Disney Plus. I don't know. I'll look at it.
Well, now, like, here's the thing. Fraggle Rock is its own thing. So did Disney just buy the rights to the Muppets, or did they buy the rights to all of the Henson Company puppets? There's a lot of nuances to that, and I don't want to do the research or go into that right now. But yeah. Oh, and for David Glenn, we have Janice. Hunka hunka burning puppet love. Wait, what?
Okay.
Okay.
I can see where this is going now.
Well, Waldorf and Statler. The older I get, the more I appreciate the grumpy old guys in the corner
Yeah.
and their hilarious heckling. I do love them. Sweetums.
Doctor. I don't get why is he Doctor Chief? Is what I want to know.
Because he has
Did
teeth.
I? Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, Electric Mayhem. He was one of those cool guys.
Animals should be higher, but
Now, if you wait until what the next, well, okay, let's wait until the top 5 and see what the Animal's pretty high up there.
Kermit is 5.
I don't know, man.
Fozzie, okay, but
I don't know. That's hard to say that Kermit and Miss Piggy shouldn't be the top.
Yeah,
oh, Dr.
right.
John, okay.
You're
rushing through these top 5, man. We gotta give them their respect. I mean, Fozzie Bear. I don't know higher than because Kermit was the one who kept them all together. Who just like he never. The one thing I love about Kermit is he never rage quit. He was just like, I don't know, man, and he just kind of walks off, and he's just like, why do I even care? And he's like, and then they're all like, hey guys. Kermit's upset. We need to do something. We need to actually get our act together. And Kermit's like, oh, okay, you actually do care. Like, he's just like, nah, I can't take it. I can't do this for you. And then they redeem themselves. You know.
Gonzo.
Yeah. Oh, Gonzo in space was hilarious. Not my favorite of them. I mean, I feel like Gonzo in space was really good, funny, but it was so focused on Gonzo that I feel like I don't know. I think also the fact that Gonzo, it was good that he got his own feature. It was different the fact that it was still an ensemble, but he's one of the few I think that got his super duper feature film.
Ready to move to
Sure, yeah.
Number 2.
Ralph the dog. That actually surprised me. He's great. He's very classically trained, but I would not see him as a number 2. Like he did a lot supporting cast, but
how is Piggy? Whoa! So you're telling me? I don't know how you say it.
When was this list curated? I need to know a date. Let's go to scroll to the top. When was this put out?
March 26th of 21.
21. Maybe that's why they couldn't have Kermit at the top because he was a green male frog.
Yeah, but but the problem is why in the world is where is it?
Well, Miss Piggy is the girl boss.
No, I know Piggy. And there's a reason why Piggy's friends with Snowdo.
David Glenn nailed it. Kermit is a straight green male. He's just not good enough to be number 1 spot. That's ludicrous. He should go for that number 1 spot. But I'm just get it? Okay.
Let me see. Let's see really quick. What that Vulture being the way that is. Here's what I got. Cinema Blend. Let's see what they have to say. Really quick. I'll speed through them. Since we all know, stupid ads. Hey, here we go. Top 25 as of March 19th, 2014. Stop with the stupid ads. Number one. There we go. Here we go.
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit's
Yeah,
number one.
obviously Miss Piggy should be second. I mean,
Top. So the higher. So one is Kermit, which I agree with.
oh,
Two
Waldron.
is Stantler and Wardlaw.
That's
I can
go ahead.
I can agree with this. I mean, it should be Piggy, but you know.
Well, I appreciate. Well, maybe. I mean, this is before 2017, so
I
we
know.
can have men on the top. But I appreciate they put Waldron and Stadolf in the same because they're together. They don't exist outside of each other. They are two for blend. Yeah, the Waddle has tempted rage.
Fozzie is 3.
Yeah, I can see that. Fozzie did a lot.
Forrest Chef.
Nice, Swedish Chef.
5 is Beaker.
Oh yeah, Beaker.
6 is Animal.
All right, later, David Glenn.
See ya, Glenn.
Yeah, this is more kind of what I would say, Gonzo. Yeah, this is where I would put
See,
it.
this is.
And I love Rolf the dog being in the top 10 because he did add a lot of culture.
No, I mean, I don't have a problem with them being top 10, but number 2.
Yeah, number 2 was a little weird.
But then when you think of the year that article came out, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Rizzo, and then Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy didn't even make it to the top 10, but I'm not mad about that. Well, she's high.
Like, honestly, Rizzo and Piggy could be interchangeable depending on
but they're both Sam the Eagle. I can see that.
Floyd.
Yeah, Mayhem. Yeah, you get. I like that they put the Mayhem band all together because they all count together. And Sweetums is crazy but classic. Yeah, they didn't even have.
Whoa! Why did they not have Pig?
He's probably problematic because
problematic.
They probably did a Google search and confused him with Pepe Le Pew. Yeah. Okay. Now this I can get behind. This one, yeah. The fact that Puzz, Phenomena, and these guys are a little bit lower than some of the other ones. Oh yeah, we didn't even see Bobo the bear.
We didn't see Bobo. We didn't see Bean.
Okay. Yeah.
Why is Lou at 25?
Well, I can understand him being a little bit lower for what they put up top. Like, I could see Lou. That one felt a little bit better.
Let me look up one more because I don't know. What's that bear? Jamboree. What's the name of the? Hey, what's the? I know it's Disney. I know it's right. What's the one that they just closed down, but it's not really closed? They're redoing it.
What?
Here we go. Country top. I know this is animatronics versus puppet or Muppets per se, but I do want to cover. I know some people, but I wanted. Are you fine with including the Country Bear Jamboree into it since there's sort of puppets in a way?
That's fine. I mean, yeah, it's cool.
And then, if you're still, I know you left, but have a good night, David Glenn, if I forgot about to say it. Share screen. See, I'm getting the hang of it now. Somewhat.
There you go.
All right, here we go.
I don't know much about the Country Bears, honestly.
I just remember the ride,
Okay.
but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, because Country Bears is definitely a Disney thing.
I thought it, yeah.
Yeah, if WD Pro or anybody out there, if you saw this, don't or Floral, don't be too upset that I don't know as much Disney back lore as you guys. I'm sorry.
I don't either, but the only thing I don't get is maybe I shouldn't have brought this up, but it's so sad when I don't know what they're gonna redo it with, but
Yeah,
I
I think isn't Tatiana's Bayou Adventure now?
No, what they're doing is they're keeping this, but they're
Oh, is it something else they redid? Okay.
No, that's Black Mountain.
Okay.
So they're keeping this at least I don't know if they still have it in. Either this is in Land or World. I want to say this is World because I'm pretty sure Winnie the Pooh replaced it in Land.
Okay. I know people who know stuff about Disney,
but
thanks, DJ Ronnie G.
This was. I just thought. I mean, I should have thought about this better, but I thought a little bit of, but anyways, who knows? We might come back to this with someone else. Might come back to this later.
It's just not my it's not my wheelhouse. So
I know I shouldn't have thought about it.
It's fine. No worries. It's fine. You never know. I mean, I'm just
You never know what people.
Well, it's like this. It's like the song from the Jason Segel Muppet movie. The am I a Muppet of a man or am I a really manly Muppet? I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Who knows? One of these days I'll get a Disney. I say Disney nerd. I don't know when that'll happen, but it'll happen some point, and we can bring up, see what they have to say.
Okay.
But okay. Since we've gone for an hour and 18 minutes, is there anything else you want to end up on before we start the end?
No, I mean, appreciate you for having me on. Yeah, sorry about falling asleep. Well, I need to sleep, but just
too.
I mean, it just I had a little groggy start time, and it's been a good chat. Thanks for everybody who's hanging out.
You
popped into chat today, and yeah.
I know. Do you have the puppet by you?
My camera's not plugged in. I'm kind of set up in a slightly different space. Hold on.
If it's not too hard or difficult, if it's too difficult, I totally understand.
Just give me a second. Let me do this.
Just tell me when you're ready.
So let's see. Today,
Is there any more questions before somebody's getting rid of? Not rid of. Sorry, not rid of. Here we go.
So not on camera, but here. That's the puppet. This is a photo I took when I got the Floral from Under a Rock wraparound coffee mug that's available on I think our Teespring or whatever store. But yeah, like that's my persona on the online. That's with the avatar. Yeah, like I said, he looks a little derpy, but he's a lot of fun. He's a sheriff. He wears many different hats. I know a lot of you guys know on stream have seen him in his outright. But yeah, oh, thanks, Red Tigers. The grumpy old gamer that he is, and if you steal anything out of his chest in Fortnite, he will remember forever, or he'll sleep and forget next week. We'll see. I mean, proportionally, it's a decent sized coffee mug. It's probably it's maybe the 12. I don't think it's 16. It's just really big for him. Yeah. By the standards of relativity, he's gonna that fits inside his stomach, or that is the size of his inner torso.
So, but yeah, that's his. Have you ever seen him in his puppet form? That's the same person, per se.
The avatar.
So, is there any?
That's why I haven't changed my avatar, because it's very spot on to who I am.
So, is there anything coming up while I get my ending ready?
No, I mean, like I hang out with, and I don't know if we're gonna do one this week because Ironcasters has to be up early for work. But we do Mech Pit chat on Monday nights. Talk about this is where we can talk about the big robots. We talked about Brave Bang Bravern last week. The end of that anime, really fun, big robot. Like throwback to the Super Robot era of the 80s and 90s, cheesy and fun. A little bit of Gundam gunpla building thrown in the mix. Tuesdays sometimes hang out with Snacks and Comics while he builds kits and model kits. So I need to get back to building things. Right now my creative process has been going to hanging out, playing video games, and being a puppet. But yeah, I haven't played music or done those sorts of things in a while. Yeah, Snacks and Comics and DJ Ronnie G is also in the building stream on Tuesdays. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, since somebody was having an asthmatic fit in the chat, I wanted to make sure I could help clear that up. But yeah, and then I hang out with Floral from Under a Rock, obviously, on Wednesdays, and then we have Fortnite Fridays, and then I was on season 1 and season 2 of the Cotton Council on Snow's channel, which, like I said, is a little bit more than the PG rating on Florals. It's more like R and raunchy.
Yeah.
Some days it's not as bad as others, but they don't really have a cap on where they won't go. So be mindful of that. And as a sheriff, I try to regulate and try to bring some presence, but I also don't want to get tarred and feathered for trying to promote reasonability. I try to be the voice of reason if I'm over there. I can't really keep them in check.
Especially when they say horse, team horse.
Yeah, well, yeah.
With that, before before I go through the finishing stuff, I do have so tomorrow will be on Twitch, will be the final 2 games of the Stanley Cup Season 2 at 8 o'clock, I think I planned it for. I think. Then Monday at what did I gotta look it up before I say it wrongly. At 8 o'clock p.m. CST it'll be comic book panel with if I can get the right browser, with Pacific 414 and a couple other people. So you won't want to miss it on this channel. And then then there is another stream on, I want to say it's on the 14th. Yeah, the 14th with JT. I want to say I'm really bad at those. You would think I would figure this out. Let me look. With JT Gunn, aka Cat. That'll be on the 12th of April at 8 o'clock for an hour to an hour and a half. But yeah, so there's that. And then let me get back to this. Here. Let's start. So, let me blow this up really quick. Here's the merch store. Trying to do it all in one month, or I should have thought about this before I started this, but whatever. It is what it is. Here's all your merch stuff needs. You can find all the stuff that I need to start making more stuff, ideas to work on. That's everything right now. Anywhere from just your normal, like, for example, this is the front, nothing on the back. If you do want to get the first ever shirt I did, let me find it. It is, let me just remember. This is the first shirt. The only difference is versus the other shirt I showed is it doesn't have this stuff on the back. But yeah, so there's that. And then here, if you want to help me out on this journey, here's a couple ideas to help me. Nice thing about this is you can put any amount of money, and once it gets to the end, it'll ship it to me. And it doesn't have to, it's private for everybody involved. There is one thing that isn't crowdfunding, and that is this, because it's only this amount right here. And I tried to make it crowdfunding and it wouldn't let me, but that's only, that's the only thing that isn't, but everything else is. But yeah, so there's that. There's that. And then that is it for the thing. And let me go see. Oh, there is one more. Before I do this, one more thing that I just thought of right now. So all the links right now, all the links that I give for the merch and the other one are right here on gaming. And then if you want to should have planned this better. I'm still learning this. You know what? I do it this way. If I go to here's my other for the interview channel stuff news is here. But there's that, and that's it. Thanks for coming by. Let me just see who's live really quick. You know what? Since I'm probably going to I'm going to send you guys over to this I'm gonna send you over to 3T night sorry, Cap. I'm going to send you here. If you can do me a favor, like always, go to this link and type in very stupid type. You can type this in the chat going to this channel. And I will see you guys on Monday at 8 o'clock Central, 8 p.m. Central Time. I will see you guys then. You have a good rest of your night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.